Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Isaac, and I'm here to talk about Nightgowns on Quibi, aka the show about the Nightgowns performances for Sasha Velour's tour. Now, I want to start off by saying that this is one of the tours that I actually want to see personally because I've never gotten a chance to. And it's very, very good high level of artistry. It's more than just lip sync performances, it's actual concepts and everything. And that's why we all love Sasha Velour. If you don't love her, click off because I stand Sasha Velour. So we're going to start with episodes 1 through 3 today. I don't know if they're going to release them in threes or if they're going to release just. I think they're going to release every day, so you'll be seeing a lot more of these videos. I will combine these anyway because of the fact that I feel like the episodes that are specifically about people, I'm going to get more into. So the first episode was very much like an introduction to it, like what Sasha does behind the scenes, her and Johnny Velour, House of Velour. I love the Velour family. That was a very good thing. Let me get this out the way first because I have one big, big, big issue with the Nightgown show. It's the time. I wish it was longer. I need more time. Like, I want to see more. I understand that's probably not really their fault. That's more like Quibi and what it needs. But I have to watch more shows on Quibi to kind of understand if all shows are that short. But I would love this to be like an actual like 30-minute episode per each. But that's just for the fact that that's the only problem I have should say a lot. I like the beginning. It was a very good first episode. It was a great look into what Sasha does to like practice and perform and like how she looks for venues and all that stuff and how her spouse or partner is very much involved with it. I like the fact that I really want to watch it. Like, I really want to watch it because because they do performances at the end, like, of each performance that they kind of talk about. I want to watch this show, like, so bad because the performances were so good. Like, each performance that I'm going to talk about today, I was, like, gasping. I was, like, into it. Like, super duper into it. Like, more into it than I feel like I'm into Drag Race and like the performances on Drag Race. I was very much into this. And it was probably also because of the projections and visuals. But at the end of the day, if you were off from your projections or visuals, it would flat. So in order for it to work, they have to really practice that much and it shows. So the first episode, it kind of gets into Sasha and her performing and her reasons of doing the show and everything. And I like that she's giving a platform to all these different type of artistries. I very much like, so she's did a performance to the Winged Dove song, the just like the one winged dove sings the song that got me singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, I said ooh. Okay, so that was a great performance. Like, the like fact, I thought at first when they were doing that, because okay, so how they do it is kind of like a top and bottom kind of thing, where if you haven't watched it yet, I do recommend it. Quibi is free for 3 months, so, and then I think it's only like $4.99 after that a month, which isn't really bad. If this continues, I actually, for past the months of course, I might actually still watch it. But I don't think this is gonna continue too long, so I might just delete the app right after this is over because Actually, might not. I might rewatch it a couple times because this was actually really good. So she performed in this like gold number, and it was very up to her neck, very big, very flowy. It was a really good performance. So I thought at first that they were kind of doing that, like the editing was kind of showing her face in like different lights and all at once though. And I thought it was like her just doing it all by her. Like it was one light on her, but then they were showing like five at once for the editing. But then I realized that was the actual show, and I was shook. That was really good. Johnny Velour, if that's you, that does all this production work, that does all this like the projection work, clap for you. Clap, clap, clap for you. Because all the production work for all of this, first of all, because I seen you on the computer. I seen you, and you were doing everything correct. So it was very good, like her getting on the floor, matching exactly what her projections were doing, like spinning and stuff. It was so great. And I really enjoyed the first episode. Episode 2 is about the ensemble cast. I have a list of them right here. I take notes on all this stuff because I noticed that if I don't, I'll ramble very weirdly. So obviously Sasha Velour, Kay James is a drag king, Untitled Queen. I thought that they were being like disrespectful in the thing because it tells you the names of the cast when you press this button, and I was like, oh, so they can't even try to figure out her name. But then her name's actually Untitled Queen. So yes, she's in there. And then Miss Malice, Neon Calypso, Vander Von Odd, who I knew was in Nightgowns, and I think Smoke and Mirrors too. But I don't know if those are two separate things or if those are the same. Obviously, those aren't the same thing, but I don't know if that's like a separate thing or if that was like an old show and this is the newer show. But that's besides the point. I knew that that Vander was working with Sasha, and I was happy because I watch Dragula. I'm a big fan of Dragula, and to this day, Vander is still one of my favorites off the show. She won me by her first line saying, I know I'm a baby drag and I'm new to this. This is my first competition that I came, but I'm expecting to get far. And she won, so. And then who else? Did I say Neon Calypso? I'll say Neon Calypso now. And then Sasha Colby, who is the third episode's going to be about. So I'm going to get into Sasha Colby in a little bit. So the performance was to so don't yell at me. Don't come for me in the comments. I think it's called Don't Stop Me. It could also be called Having a Good Time, but it's that Don't Stop. I'm pretty sure it's called Don't Stop Me though. The Queen song, the Don't Stop Me Now, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. Shoot the stars up into the sky. Like I know a good enough lyrics, but I don't know the title. That's kind of funny. So they did the ensemble cast. They were basically dressed up, all of them, to be like each color of the rainbow, which I thought was really well. Oh, I also want to, I'll mention that when I go into episode 3. So, Sasha was red, and it started off with Sasha Velour. She was doing like the paint of an, oh my god, okay, so production. Going back to Johnny Velour. I'm gonna give him a clap like every single time I talk about a new episode if he really is if he's doing all of it, because I think he is, because he's on the computer. Like you see him on a computer kind of controlling stuff, so I'm pretty sure he's the one who's doing all the background visuals. He needs the biggest clap of praise. But so Sasha Velour, there's two Sashas, so I'm gonna have to say their last names. Sasha Velour, she was doing so she was red, so there was the red paint and the the title of the show, Nightgowns, was painted like, it wasn't painted, but it was looks like it was painted on the back, and she was like connecting the paintbrush with it, and lips. Okay, so then when she started lip sync, because the song like starts very slow, and then it started picking up, and then you see everybody, and then it starts with K James. He's on this box. First of all, transitions for the whole lip sync was smooth. Like, I didn't see anyone look like they didn't know what they were doing. The fact that like the transitions were done specifically so then each person that's about to go is in their spot already, and then the transitions were done. It was very smart how the transitions were done, and you can tell that it was thought out and everything, and you can kind of see everyone's kind of personality in the show, which is what I like too, because usually shows, they don't really care about the artist's personality. They care about the money, or what the artist, how what the fans and the audience wants to see, not what the artist wants to give. And so I so Sasha Velour was red. She did the little paint. It went to K James, who was blue. Okay, I'll say that. He was like a blue. He was like a light blue suit. It was very nice. He was on the he was on this box, and he was lip syncing to the mic, which kind of made sense with the song, because and then they flip the box around, and Miss Malice is sitting there. She's lip syncing, and she's pink, and she's lip syncing, and then they push the box away, and Vander, Untitled Queen, and Sasha Colby come. They're still on the stage, and then Vander sits on the swing, and he's like, and they're swinging, and it's just great. Mind you, visuals in the back, like the lights are kind of changing a little bit. I like the fact that they gave Vander a blue light, because Vander's makeup is white, so it kind of like helped a little bit. Not saying that Vander needs help with lighting at all, but what I'm saying is like other lights would easily wash out. And then so Untitled Queen and Sasha Colby pushed Vander on the swing, so Vander was swinging a little bit, and then Sasha Colby and Untitled Queen came back out, grabbed the swing to like stop the swing, and then it was Sasha Colby. That's what I mean, like the transitions was smart. Like each transition, you can tell it was thought of, because obviously since Sasha Colby was doing it. And then, oh, mind you, while Vander was on the swing, because like certain parts of the song, they'll have people be like, there's like the background is like, don't stop me now. They're all peeping their head around the corner of the curtains of the stage, and they're saying it. Oh my gosh, like I didn't notice that the first time I watched it. I watched it 2 times because I wanted to get everyone's transition, everyone's part, and everyone what they used in their part correct. And when I noticed that, I was like, this is why this show is more than a drag show. And that's why I think that Sasha Velour is one of the more successful winners, because not only does she have her own drag show, but she's bringing other drag into it that RuPaul wouldn't even dare to even try to push up, which just shows how awesome she is, because she has every single type of drag that I can even think of in my mind. I would say probably the only drag I would say that isn't there is AFAB, which, I mean, to be honest, I feel like it's not that far away from getting it. To be honest, watch. Like, to be honest, watch. That's all I have to say. So we get from the swing, and then Sasha Colby has these mirrors. Sasha Colby, will get into that, her personality and stuff, and how that makes sense. Sasha Colby has these mirrors. She's like dancing in front of the mirrors, and mind you, all the other people besides, I think Sasha Velour wasn't back there. All the other people that was back there, they were holding the mirrors. And then I'm trying to figure out this part of the transition because I kind of didn't get what was happening, but then I kind of did at the same time. So it kind of went dark, and then Neon Calypso, I'm gonna call her Neon. She had the neon lights, and they were like like the bar lights, like the ones that are shaped in a bar. So she, like, all the other people was holding that. I wanted to say Sasha Velour came out and handed her that, or I want to say she handed, which I think actually was probably happened. She handed Sasha Colby them, and then Sasha Colby was holding them because five people was still out there when they were holding the lights for Neon. And then it went to the guitar riff in the part, and Untitled Queen did that and like did this like weird puppetry at first. And that's another thing I didn't catch, and I watched it again and caught, which is why I'm probably gonna watch this again and again and again, because I feel like you're gonna catch something new each time. I didn't notice at first that the hands was kind of making Untitled Queen a puppet kind of way, and like that's why she was kind of moving like that, and it was just so. Actually, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say they. I'm gonna say they. So they are like moving like a puppet, and it's great. And then the end is like them all doing the lip sync together and just standing there, and they're all like bouncing back and forth from who has the lead part. And then it ends with Sasha Velour just going la 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 la, like it was just so great. And then what I like is that at the end of this one, probably each episode after this, because it happened episode 3, she announces the next queen is announced. That's going to be the episode that was about, and it was Sasha Colby. Sasha Colby is Miss Continental winner of 2012 and a trans drag queen. I love the fact that Sasha Velour, you can tell Sasha Velour not only works with the people that's in it, but actually spends time with them to learn how they are and what they do, and actually like watches who is on her show before they're on, because she was saying a lot of stuff about Sasha Colby and like gave a lot of insight, and Sasha Velour is very heavy. The Velour family is very heavily involved. You can tell Sasha's involved with like, oh, what is this going to be? What is that going to be? And what is this going to look? And what do you want? And what I like is that when they're working together, she very much shows like, what do you want to do? What is your idea? And then she takes that and makes it reality. And that makes me so happy, because it's like, you never would think that there's someone out there that's letting someone express their artistry this way. And it's happy that there's someone from Drag Race that not only took their platform and let artistry be free, because to me, Sasha Velour is the most artistic type of drag that was aware. And don't at me, I don't care what you say. Her artistic ways is way higher than anybody else can be. She is way more conceptual than anybody else that's been on the show. And she's smart with her concepts. And you can tell that in every show. And I'm hoping I see this. Every person that performs, you can see the touch of the lore in it, So she very much is the club girl. Besides pageantry, she very much performs in the club like, normal drag queens. Okay, let me correct that, because that was a little bit ignorant. She performs like, dance, dances the house, and reveals and does that, So her song was When I Think of You by Janet Jackson, and I'm only going to mention RuPaul's Drag Race here. Well, I mentioned it a couple times, but that was because I was talking about Sasha. The only reason why I'm going to mention it about this is because I think this song... Actually, I think they did this song. Comment down below, what season did they did When I Think of You? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I think they did When I Think of You. And it could have been all. I want to say All Stars 4. Actually, they did When I Think of You. Ooh, I want to say Trinity and Monique lip synced to When I Think of You. Yes, they did, because they were wearing the same outfit, and it was like in Trinity had the pink one, and um, Monique had the like silvery one. That's a good song to lip sync to. Um, now that I'm thinking about it, they already did, so I'm cut that out. I'm not gonna cut it out, but you know, scratch what I was meaning by saying that should be on when it's already has. So, she has, so I don't know, and I'm gonna see. I don't know if they have to wear the same color that they. Oh well, no, never mind, because she wore purple. Did I even go through everyone's color? Okay, real quick, episode 2. Sasha wore red, KJ's was blue, Untitled Queen was yellow, Miss Malice was pink, Neon Calypso was green, Vander was orange, and then Sasha Kobe was purple. I thought she was blue the first time, but she was wearing purple when they did the performance, the second episode to Don't Stop Me. So now she's wearing this pink kind of like, it was kind of like, I want to say like a Clueless outfit. You know how she was wearing the very like short plaid skirt with the matching jacket, and then a black underlay, a black top. She was wearing pretty much pink and white, except for these socks were like frilled out, and it just looked good. Like I thought it was like one of the best kind of schoolgirl looks that I've ever seen on a drag queen. And I think the socks are everything. Like I think like I think other people need to get those socks. But anyway, but anyways, so it was really good. Like I loved that performance. Like her lip sync was great. You know, she was doing all the movements, and she was very much giving the emotion not only on the stage but the projections. So the projections, like we got to see them film the projections for her, and it was very, very nice. So she was doing like, she was tearing up pillows, she was throwing herself on the floor, getting emotional, and it was just so good because it was like, it was entertaining. Then she was kind of moving with it, you know, she was moving with the projections, like the projection was moving, and she was just like on the floor, just giving what was needed for the song. Giving what was needed for the song. The very bubbly, like, you know, have a crush feel. That's what she was giving for this. And it was very much that. And then she took off the skirt and the top, and it revealed to like a little like white couch suit. Well, not like a white leotard, which, you know, she was doing dances. It was just great. It was all great. And the projections was really kind of what helped. The projections were pink and white, and they kept switching from like her being like her shadow being white and the project and like the background was pink to her being pink, the background was white. It was like it was needed. Everything was needed, and everything was an amazing touch. And Johnny Floor, if that was you, 3 claps for you for each episode, because I was entertained throughout, and I love this. And I just wish, the only thing I really do wish is that this was longer. Like each episode, I wish it was longer. We got to go more into depth, but you know, that might be just a Quibi thing. So the next episode is episode 4, and it's going to be Vander Von Odd. I'm a big fan of Vander, so I'm excited to watch that, and I'm excited to see who comes up next. You know, I wish there was a list so I can kind of see the order, because I really want to see Untitled Queen, what she does, because what they do, because they seem very conceptual. And I also want to see Neon Calypso, because I think Neon Calypso is House of Allure. And when I mean House of Allure, I don't mean like, oh, she does Nightgown. I think that like she's part of the House of Allure. So I'm really excited to see that, especially since she's a black queen. So yeah. And I'm also kind of interested to Miss Malice. I'm interested in seeing everyone. I am interested in seeing everyone, what they do, and what they're going to be discussing, because there's a lot of things that I feel like I'm interested in. And I followed everyone on Instagram and on the social medias because of the fact that I was like, this show is everything. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe if you didn't. Thank you for the view. Yeah, and I'll see you for episode 4.